Confucius had a great saying that, every man has two lives, and the second starts when he realizes he has just one.
Yesterday you said
you were gonna do it today.
But you didn't. So
Post that video. Start a business. Write the song. Read the book. Go to the gym. Whatever it is, you just begin.
embrace the process. You say, Dwayne, what process? Life. Life. Embrace the journey and the process of life.
Every man dies. No, every man really lives.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
There's something inside that they can't get to, that they can't touch. It's yours.
What are you talking about?
Hope.
Sometimes it's the very people who no one imagines anything of who do the things that no one can imagine.
It's not a bad thing to be unique. It's not a bad thing to be different. It's not a bad thing to be comfortable with yourself, regardless of what everybody else around you is doing.
Hey, yo, Mr. McCall. Why me?
Why not you?
But why me?
Let's find out together.
And now I'm here without nothing, away from everyone, and I really took the time to find out, who the enemy was. And it's not that it was the enemy, it was the enemy. The enemy. The enemy. The inner me.
No amount of money ever bought a second of time.
And the reason I say that is because time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but unfortunately you can't get more time.
We think too much, feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost.
But that's what it's like these days. Things get so busy that, I don't know if I'm living sometimes or if I'm doing a to-do list. And then I don't know whose to-do list it is sometimes. I don't know if it's my own things that I want to be doing. Is it things that I feel like people want me to be doing? Like, whose expectations am I living up to? Or am I chasing? Or am I trying to fulfill? That's what I wonder sometimes.
If you make yourself more than just a man, if you devote yourself to an ideal, and if they can't stop you, then you become something else entirely. Which is a legend, Mr. Wayne.
And you matter, right? There's always going to be somebody that cares about you, and you're a good person. No matter what people say, you matter. Just keep that in mind. Don't forget that.
I'm not ready.
No one ever is. We don't get to choose our time. Death is what gives life meaning. To know your days are numbered.
And you don't need reminded of it, but I'm gonna remind you, anyhow, life is hard. Okay, fellas, life is hard. It's always been hard from the beginning, and it will always be hard.
Starting tomorrow, what are you going to do that'll make a change in your life's direction? Good question. What are you going to do starting tomorrow that'll make a difference? Now see, if you don't do something starting tomorrow that'll make a difference, guess what? It's gonna be the same. And see, that way you can guess what the next 5 years are going to be like. Look at the last 5. Because the next 5 are going to be like the last 5 unless you, major key, tomorrow, change it all. Or change a little, or change something, or don't change. It's choice time. You can do whatever you want. But it's nice to know any day you wish you can change your whole life.
You have to jump. There is no way around it. You have to jump. Every successful person has jumped. You got to jump. You got to take a leap of faith. You got to dash off that cliff, and you got to jump out there as far as you can.
What great things we could manage under such conditions. We're becoming incredibly technologically powerful. And what would it be like if we became equally wise? Well, that would really be something. God only knows what we could manage in the next 20 years or the next 100 years, you know? We're running at 40%, most of us, you know, because we're half in and half out. And it's not surprising because life is difficult. It's like, well, what if you were 90% in or 95% in or all in? Because you're all in anyways, right? It's a life and death game. No one gets out of this. Everyone dies. You might as well commit yourself. And you might as well commit yourself to the highest good that you can attain, because why not?
Life is not just the passing of time. Life is a collection of experiences, their frequency and their intensity. When my friend Mark died at age 44, someone says, that's young to die. But what if he lived 4 lifetimes in one? It might not be too young. So here's whatever the span of your life turns out to be, here's what you want to fill it up with: experiences and the intensity of those experiences.
You're always afraid to take the first step because all you see is every negative thing 10 miles down the road. But you can do anything you want. You are bound by nothing.
The clock just keeps ticking down, and the lower that number gets, you realize how amazing now is. The present is a miracle, bro.
You have one life, don't settle for mediocrity.
I used to use the old phrase, I'll take care of you, you take care of me. I found out how short-ended that was. I changed it. Here it is. I'll take care of me for you, if you'll take care of you for me. The best contribution I can make to you, if you're my friend, is my personal development. What if I become 10 times wiser, 10 times stronger, 10 times better, 10 times more unique? Think of what that will do for our friendship. If you're on an airplane, the stewardess says, if we run out of oxygen, these masks are going to drop down. And then she says, make sure you take care of your children first. No. Have you got that? It says, put your mask on first. You take care of yourself first. Then you assist your children.
Forgiveness liberates the soul. It removes fear. That is why it is such a powerful weapon.
You gotta move on. You gotta move on.
That if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famish or gall, sickness or pain or body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, with the help of God you'll get it.
Sun don't stop for nobody, man. Sun don't stop. Sun gonna be up in the morning regardless. That sun is gonna be up in the morning regardless of how I fucking feel and how depressed I am. The sun is gonna fucking shine in the morning, and at nighttime the moon gonna be there, and you gonna look up. These days gonna keep going by. So do you let the days go by and look up, and you done wasted a year doing what? Or do you just pick it up? All right. Gotta figure it out, made some mistakes, life goes on. Let me figure out life from this point.
Mom, I told you, Mom.
You know, I don't know about you, Coach, but I hope that either all of us or none of us are judged by the actions of our weakest moments, but rather by the strength we show when and if we're ever given a second chance.
Everything you want in life, you can have. You can have all your wants in life. But not 1 second before you stop making excuses for not having what you want.
Take advantage of today. Tomorrow might not exist. Tomorrow, yes, if it comes, great. If tomorrow comes, it's a gift. What we have is a blessing of today. Make today happen.
If you guys don't start believing in yourselves, your life
will be nothing for anyone to ever follow or want.
If your definition of success is win or lose, giving everything you've got and growing or learning along the way, then you're setting yourself up for success. I really think the biggest cheat code in life is just going after it and not being concerned of whether or not you fail at one specific task. Instead, understanding the big picture, what your long-term goal is, and knowing if you keep driving forward and never fucking quit, in the end you will succeed. Stop taking things so seriously. No one is getting out of this game alive.
There are a million ways to die. Only two ways to live. Rich or poor. Don't get me wrong, I'm not apologizing for a damn thing. But when I look at my life, I don't see no other way.
You know, people get up every day, they do the same thing. They tell themselves they're going to change their life one day, and they never do. I'm going to change mine.
You only get stronger hiking by going uphill. Nobody gets stronger hiking by just going downhill.
But what about the belief of hope? Believing that things can get better, that I can get better, that we will get better. To believe in yourself, to believe in one another, man, that's fundamental to being alive.
Imagine that you're in a movie, and imagine the movie begins now, and you're the hero of the movie.
Yeah.
What would that guy do?
Yeah.
What would that guy do right now?
Yeah.
Because you are.
If life was nothing but green lights and we didn't have yellows and reds, things that make us pause, hardships, crises, times for introspection, then what the hell would it all be for? We need the yellows and the reds. That's how we evolve. That's how hopefully there's some ascension to our being. That's how we give some credit to time and growing older. If we were the same person today that we were 20 years ago, then what the hell are we doing?
Fellas, we're broken. We need to change. And look, I know change can be scary. Most of the time, change is a good thing. I think that's what it's all about. Embracing change. Being brave. Doing whatever you have to so that everyone in your life can move forward theirs.
Why do I stand up here? I stand upon my desk to remind myself that we must constantly look at things in a different way. See, the world looks very different from up here.
If you're that depressed, reach out to someone. And remember, suicide is a permanent solution to temporary problems.
Make this note. Don't become a victim of yourself. Forget the thief in the alley that's after your purse. What about the thief in your mind that's after your promise?
Existence could be beautiful or it could be ugly. But that's on you.
I see this spark in you. It's amazing. Whatever you choose to do with it, you'll be great.
When will I know I'm ready?
You won't. It's a leap of faith. That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.
From nothing to something to everything.
Maybe some of you guys got something you never finished, something you really want to do, something you never said to somebody, something. And you're told no, even after you pay your dues. Who's got the right to tell you that? Who? Nobody. It's your right to listen to your gut. It ain't nobody's right to say no after you earn the right to be where you want to be and do what you want to do.
You know, sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage. And I promise you, something great will come of it.
Take it from an old spectator. Life's not a spectator sport. If watching is all you're going to do, then you're going to watch your life go by without you.
Yeah. You know, if I see something, I see an opportunity, I'm going to go for it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We only, we're all going to die one day. Yeah, it's true. So we live like that. Live like you could die tomorrow. Go for it.
Man, I gave my soul to this game. There's nothing more I can give. Nothing. But I'm telling you, it goes by fast. And if you don't give it your all, you're going to regret it.
And I looked around me in that cold winter in that little apartment with no future and not much of a path. And I said to myself, if ever I want anything to change, it's up to me. That's the time where I really got scared. It suddenly hit me right between the eyes that if I wanted my life to be different, It was up to me to make my life different. And if I can get only one point across to you in this simple segment, this little segment is that the starting point of flying to the stars, the starting point of taking complete charge of your life, the starting point of great success and great achievement is to accept complete, unconditional responsibility. If it's to be, it's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to you.
The odds of me getting attacked by a shark are about 1 in 4 million. The odds of me regretting not getting in the ocean, well, that's 1 in 1, brother. I know for a fact I'll be kicking myself all next week if I don't relax in the water at least once, man. Life is about taking risks, facing your fears, being scared, man. I ain't saying go do nothing dangerous, but ask that cutie out behind the coffee counter you're in love with, man. Move to the new city that you've been dreaming of. Take a risk. The odds of you regretting going for it are 1 in however many numbers. The odds of you regretting not going for it, that's 1 in 1, brother. It's gonna be 1 in 1 every time. You gotta go out and live your damn life, man.
These are the years when a man changes into the man he's going to become the rest of his life. Just be careful who you change into.
You're born with a gift. If not that, then you get good at something along the way. And what you're good at, you don't take for granted. You don't betray it.
What if you do betray your gift?
And you betray yourself.
You don't have to be defined. If you didn't make it in your 20s, you can make it in your 30s. And if you didn't make it in your 30s, you can make it in your 40s. And if you didn't make it in your 40s, you can make it in your 50s. And just remember Grandma Moses. You know who that is? He was a painter. And she didn't start painting until, I think, in her 80s. And one of the most prolific painters. Never too late.
Bad things don't come in threes. Bad things happen, people don't know how to cope, and they allow one bad thing to snowball into more. Bad stuff sucks. The only thing worse is letting one bad thing ruin many good things.
You don't need time to make a decision. You need information.
I need you to start fighting. Let go of the fear. You hear me? Let go of the guilt. Let go of it, dog. Let go of whatever was and walk into what is.
One question for you, man. For the next Khalil that's maybe sitting on his couch right now, a little bit overweight, what's your message to them?
Your life matters. I don't want to wait until I'm a champion to be able to tell my story on where I come from, being a 300-pound kid on the brink of suicide, burdened by depression, not knowing what to do in my life, not knowing where to go. I just want to be able to share that and really inspire people, the millions of people out there that feel just like I do, that don't have a dream, that don't know what they're doing, that just need something.
From testimonials and from personal experience, we have enough information to conclude that it's possible to design and build and live an extraordinary life.
That's the thing about being alone. It's not that you feel like you don't have anybody. It's like you feel like nobody has you. And man, and I know especially when we're young, we can't even put it into words, but we can feel that. And I remember a lot as a child feeling that way. You know, just feeling like nobody has me.
Rock and roll, man. A new life today. This is it, man. Right now, start point. Life's not about where you start or where you end. It's the distance you travel in your life.
I hope you woke up today and somebody loved you. And you know who I really hope it was yourself.
Don't be scared to fail. And I know wherever you are right now is not who you are, just where you are. You know? And if you fall, man, fall forward. Don't fall on your ass.
A bad week ain't gonna last. A bad month ain't gonna last. It's just, as long as you're working on yourself and you're trying to better yourself in those moments, it's okay to not be okay, to be okay.
You know, when they say it can't be done, you know, tell them you haven't tried yet. You know? It can't be done by someone else. But I can't say that because I haven't tried it. Then you go try it.
Self-discipline is self-love. If you want to be happy, you have to love yourself.
No one's ever going to help you guys. You've got to help yourself. Don't let what you can't do in the moment interfere with what you know you can do. When you're headstrong, and you believe in yourself, that blossoms desire into action. Path less taken, the one that leads to character, legacy. Listen to the voice from within, the energy inside, knowing you can be more than this. Where there are no limitations, excuses, negative energy. It's just high voltage of positive energy.
What will you do?
Rebuild it. Just the way it was, brick for brick.
The effort inside, the undying will that wants to come out and be remembered. Stay on your path. Don't allow your path to be altered by someone else's failures or successes. It's all about you guys. Dreams, drive being the key word. Destiny. The drive is up to you.
Use the time we have to make the most of it, because who knows how many more we have.
For my own personal benefit, what are some questions you think I should ask myself?
If money and status were no object, what would I do? If I was less afraid of other people's opinions, what would I say? What actually makes me happy? Does success make me happy? What is my definition of success? What is my definition of success if money was taken out of the equation? What is my definition of success if money and followers were taken out of the equation?
I knew that it was the right move. I just didn't trust myself, man. I didn't feel confident in who I was, no matter what decision I was making.
We are what we repeatedly do every day. Therefore, excellence that we're striving for every single day. We wake up early, striving for it, pushing for it, giving it all in our workout every single day, striving for excellence. We are what we repeatedly do. Therefore, excellence is not an accident, but a habit. In order to grow, you must fail. You must have your muscles hit to the point of exhaustion and then go beyond that. That's where the growth is. Growth is failure. Success is failure. But true success is when you fail and yet fail again, and yet fail again, without losing the enthusiasm from failure to failure. You don't need to go to sleep to start a new day. It can begin right now.
Controversial take. You really can solve a lot of male problems by getting in shape and making money. You still have problems, they're just smaller, and you have more resources to handle them. The world is there for the taking, for anyone who can learn from their mistakes, do what they say they were going to do, and stick with it, even if it's not sexy. What used to make a man acceptable now makes you extraordinary. The bar for winning has never been so low.
It has never been easier to start a business, to make money, to get in shape. It's just also never been easier to do nothing. And so in a world where it's never been easier to do nothing, doing something becomes extraordinary.
What's the biggest irrational fear that you have besides being unsuccessful? I guess not being enough or not being good enough. And I don't know who for. I don't know who I am scared of not being good enough for or enough for. The sense that you always need to prove yourself. You always need to sort of offer the world something in order for it to love you back. The weird thing is that it is potent fuel to drive you to go and do some pretty magnificent things, but it's toxic if you use it for too long.
Tony, you're too young to understand this right now, so I thought I would put it on film for you. I built this for you. One day you'll figure this out. And when you do, you will change the world. What is and always will be my greatest creation is you.
Maybe stop breaking promises to yourself. When you say, I'm going to wake up tomorrow at 7 a.m., and when the option comes to hit the snooze button, don't do it. There's one win that you've got for the day. That's action.
So I was kind of praying to the snow gods for worse weather to come in, because why in worse weather we get better. Pain is just a feeling. You see it's happiness? Why? Because it sucks. That's why I'm so happy right now. Merry Christmas.
The stress is okay to feel in adversity. It's where the stress leads you that you need to avoid. You need to prevent the stress from being strong enough to make you avoid adversity in the first place. If you start to feel stress about adversity, I think diving right into it is like the secret for growth.
The best way to win the game is to stop moving the goalposts. The thing that is making you better is the thing which is making you feel pain. Life needs to be lived forward but only makes sense in reverse. Problems are a feature of life, not...
When I was going through Navy SEAL training, there's one thing I told myself. I wanted to quit every single day. But many dreams die while suffering. And many of us out here have suffered. And when you're suffering, I'm not talking about just physically. I'm talking about emotionally, spiritually. It could be a relationship. When you're suffering, you give up on the very things that you wanted the most. When I was going through pararescue, I wanted to be a pararescueman so bad. But that water haunted me. So when the suffering got too much, my dream died. And pretty much I almost died with it. If I didn't find Navy SEALs and getting past that hump and overcoming my demons and facing my demons every day, I would have never been up here today. You can't outrun your demons. They'll always know where you're hiding. Trust me at that. And I'm gonna end with this. Don't stop when you're tired, stop when you're done.
The real pain in life is getting to the end of it and realizing that you left something on the table. I think that I had unfulfilled potential. I could have done more, and I didn't.
It is our choices, gentlemen, that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities.
General ambition gives you anxiety. Specific ambition gives you direction. There is nothing more anxiety-inducing than I want to be better, and I don't know what at, and I don't know how.
Like, what's important to you in this life right now?
I think probably just feeling more okay with myself, probably. I'd be sad if you died.
Oh, thank you. I'd be sad if you died too.
The world belongs to optimists, because if you're going to do anything big, you have to believe that it can happen. Otherwise, it never will. Sean Puri says the cynics get to be right and the optimists get to be rich. 99% right and 100% wrong. They're right 99% of the time, but they're wrong 100% because the only thing that matters is the big one at the end. Your family and friends will say that every girl you ever date is not good enough, except for the one time you find the girl that you're actually going to marry, or that this business idea won't work. And you might have 9 failures, and it's painful as shit because the whole time everyone is telling you, I told you so. And they're right. Today, but not forever.
Hey, Jamie, what would you rather be, a lion or a panda?
Coach, I'm me. Why would I want to be anything else?
I love me, independent of anything that anybody could ever say. Has nothing to do with being arrogant or egotistical. It's just a matter of knowing and being aware of self-worth. I love you. If you make it to the end of this video, I want you to write, self-love is the cure to self-hate. Self-love is the cure to self-hate. And I hope you share this video because I want this video to spread all over the world.
I'd say one of the strongest mental frames that has got me through my hardest times is thinking this will be the story that I will one day tell. And that means the harder it is, the bigger the dragon, the more epic the story, and by consequence, the more epic the hero. Winners define themselves by what they made happen, and losers define themselves by what happened to them.
I believe that everything happens for a reason. People change so that you can learn to let go. Things go wrong so that you can learn to appreciate them when they're right. And sometimes good things fall apart so better things can fall together.
What bothers you about yourself?
I just wish I just felt more comfortable in my own skin a lot of times, you know, because I feel like I would be able to be more effective as a person. You know, I wish I could trust my instincts, and I wish my instincts were like better calibrated so that I knew when I was, if I was doing like okay and good stuff, then my insides like told me you're being okay, you don't have to worry.
There's that quote about the ironic tragedy is that life has to be lived forward but only makes sense in reverse.
Right. Yeah.
There's nothing out there for me.
And that's the problem. You hung up your cape and your cow, but you didn't move on. You never went to find a life, to find some Alfred.
I did find someone.
I know, and you lost them. But that's all part of living, sir. But you're not living, you're just waiting.
I'm amazing when you don't think I'm amazing. I love me even if you stop loving me. You can say the nastiest, meanest, evilest that you could ever conjure up. It will never change the way I feel about myself.
Sometimes when you're in a dark place, you think you've been buried, but actually, you've been planted.
One day somebody asks your P, what's the component for success? Is it the way you think, the way that you talk, how you dress? Is it the people you meet, the shit that you learn, who you impress? Is it your line of work and what or how much you invest? I guess to succeed, you gotta overcome your fears, battle your own greed, conquer your own demons, become unsure, second guess everything you believe in, survive through the suffering to figure out the meaning, and go hard to the moment you bring the cream in. You might lose sleep, but it's gonna feel like you're dreaming. Keep your circle tight, always bring your team in. You need them to hold you down when niggas start scheming. Cause you living life, and while you posting what you purchasing, it's wolves on the horizon, vultures already circling. Get caught lacking, and you the clown, bring the circus in. Want your respect back? Go on, put some work in it. Violence is getting money off, see? I don't work for them. Big corporations like to treat you like you work for them. You ain't really a boss until you boss some workers, and if you don't do business to get rich, what's your purpose then?
One of my wealthy friends says, Mr. Rohn, I will not insult you by telling you what to think, but I want to help you by showing you how to think. Because the answers are going to come from your own experience. They're going to come from your own brain power. But if we can have some guidelines that'll help us to find the answers for the future, see, that can then become a very valuable weekend. See, once you start dreaming about what you can become, the effect you can have, the joy it's going to give you, the return that's going to come, you just start designing this incredible purpose for your life. And make sure that you include family and friends. Because many times what we do for others pulls greater than even what we want for ourselves. Providing things for people they never dreamed they could have. Helping them to accomplish things they never dreamed they could accomplish. How that's going to make you feel, the kind of person you're going to become from it, the joy you're going to get from it, you just must ponder that and think about it. Talk about it and design it.
So what you waiting on? Do you dream, Elliot? You scraping so hard like you ain't never asked yourself this before. I said, do you want to be here right now? And I don't mean like here. I mean here in the cosmic sense, bro. Like, dream. You gotta find out the future you're fighting for. Sometimes you gotta close your eyes and really envision that shit, bro.
Listen to me. Belief doesn't just happen because you hang something up on a wall. All right? Comes from in here, you know? And up here, down here. Only problem is we all got so much junk floating through us. A lot of times we end up getting in our own way. You know, crap like envy or fear, shame. I don't want to mess around with that shit anymore. You know what I mean? Do you? Now, you know what I want to mess around with? The belief that I matter, you know? Regardless of what I do or don't achieve. Or the belief that we all deserve to be loved. Whether we've been hurt or maybe we've hurt somebody else. Or what about the belief of hope? Yeah, that's what I want to mess with. Believing that things can get better, that I can get better, that we will get better.
Do you imagine if you had the same motivation when you were 17 as you had when you were like 40? So if you're listening to this, get out there. Get out there and do something. All these young kids out there, you know, I have a lot of young boys who listen to my show in high school and college. Do the best you can. These are years that you can't get back. The saddest thing in life is wasted talent, guys. You know? So do the best you can and don't try to like, you know, it's so easy to waste time. You know how easy it is if you want to be a failure? It's very simple. Just don't do anything. You have to do nothing. Want to be a failure? Don't do anything. You want to do something with your life? You got to do something.
I want to find more. All I can.
And in that fucking sack of shit, you have to dive in that to find more. Because if you're not willing to go in there and face yourself, you're not gonna find anything. You're gonna live right here on surface, man, right here on surface. So if there is an ending to this world and there is somewhere to go and there's a judgment, you're gonna get there and you might see a chart. And that chart may tell you who the you should have been.
When you have a dream, the one thing you have to watch out for are those out there that are trying to crush your dream. And you cannot allow that to happen. That is your biggest challenge. So I challenge you to have your dream, go after it with all you have, and be legendary in your own right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Our lives are mostly affected by the way we think things are, not the way they are. The way we think they are affects us most. There's a subject we don't have time to get into tonight called better thinking habits. One of the major things Shove taught me when I met him, he said, poor thinking habits keeps most people poor. Not poor working habits. Most people work hard, but they don't think hard. The mind is like a factory, a mental factory. And whatever you think about all day long pours ingredients into this mental factory. And that's what builds the economic, social, financial fabric of your life. He quoted me a Bible phrase that says, as you think, so you become. How awesome.
Will you fight? No! We will run! And we will live!
Shame on you. This could be the greatest night of our lives. But you're gonna let it be the worst.
And I guarantee a week won't go by in your life you won't regret walking out, letting them get the best of you.
Well, I'm not going home.
You've got too far!
And I'm gonna stay right here and fight for this lost cause.
A day may come when the courage of men fails, but it is not this day.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
I'm not saying it's gonna be easy.
You're gonna work harder than you ever worked before.
But that's fine, we'll just get tougher with it.
If a person grits his teeth and shows real determination,
Failure is not an option.
That's how winning is done.
Believe me when I say we can break this army here.
And win just one for the giver.
But I say to you, what every warrior has known since the beginning of time,
You've got to get mad.
I mean plumb mad dog mean.
if you would be free men, then you must
Fight to fulfill that promise. Let us
cut out their living guts 1 inch at a time.
and they will know what we can do!
Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions.
You're like a big bear, man.
This is your time. Seize the day. Never surrender. Victory or death.
That's the Chicago.
Who's with me?
Clap! Clap, Velveteen guy! Clap!
All right, let's fly.
And gentlemen in England, now abed, shall know my name is the law. When I tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our Independence Day.
Shove gave me this word for my life change. He said, study. Great word. If you wish to be successful, study success. If you wish to be happy, study happiness. If you wish to be wealthy, study wealth. Don't leave it to chance. Make it a study. Some people just go through the day with their fingers crossed. See, that won't do it.
See, the point is, you don't know how much future you've got. What's gone is gone. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Some of you have had divorces. Some of you have probably had bankruptcies. Some of you have had terrible things happen in the past. But what's gone is gone. It's in the past. And to spend your time focusing on the past is to spend the only thing that you've got, and that's what's right here, right now, because the sand never stops running. This is all we've got. And to spend your time now thinking of what happened there is making absolute certain that the future is going to be the same as the past.
What would happen if somebody dropped sugar in my coffee? They said, well, you'd be okay. I said, what if somebody dropped strychnine in my coffee? They said, well, you'd be dead. I said, correct. I said, what if my worst enemy drops in the sugar? They said, will you be okay? I said, what if my best friend, even by accident, drops in the strychnine? They said, well, you'd be dead. I said, correct. See, it doesn't matter who hands you the bad stuff. Every day, stand guard at the door of your mind. How important. You decide what goes into your mental factory. Don't let anybody just dump anything they want to in your mental factory, because you've got to live with the results.
An easy productivity hack. Instead of spending time getting in the mood to work, just start working. Confront the work. People think they need perfect conditions to start, when in reality, starting is the perfect condition.
Now here's a qualifying phrase, and we'll have several of these qualifying phrases throughout the seminar. Here's the first one. You may not be able to do all you find out. I understand that. You may not be able to do all you find out, but you should find out all you can do. See, you don't want to wind up at the end of your life and discover that you've lived only 1/10 of it, and the other 9/10 went down the drain.